Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am working on the January sheet load of cards, and yesterday, which was January 1st, I used one sheet of pattern paper and did 4 cards. And I guess I should say this month's sheet load uses 2 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper to make 8 cards. But you can use any one 6x6 piece of paper to make 4. So you can mix and match your pieces of pattern paper. Alicia on her channel tells you how to do that. Her design team, they do show you measuring, cutting, everything. So you don't need me to repeat that again. Just go to any one of their videos and you will probably see that. But this is what I did. So let me see. These first 2, I dry embossed this background panel. Then I put my pattern paper back here. And then I put my stamped image in the center. And then I did the same thing here. You can see that dry embossing there. And these 2 stamp sets were in my stash. They are from Buddhist Monroe. Then, because this paper feels sort of lumpy because of the embossing under it, and it's somewhat thin paper, on the next 2, I glued down the pattern paper, then ran it through my embossing folder, and I really love the look of this. I think it really brings the pattern paper out a lot more. So today I am doing 4 Valentine's Day cards. I'm in a Valentine's Day card swap. Plus, I always send out some Valentine's Day cards. So I have been cutting out tons and tons of these hearts. This die set here is from, oh, for heaven's sakes, is from My Creative Time, and it's the large Prim heart dies. And she also has a scalloped set that I've ordered. But there's 9 dies. I think it's like $15 for this set. I want to say that's how much it is, but you know. But anyway, I've cut out a ton, and I am going to run all 3 of these. I have already glued down my pattern paper. Now this pattern paper is directional. It is from scrapbook.com's vintage pattern collection, and this paper is all directional. So I think, except maybe for the back of this one anyway. So if you can see this, the print on here is upside down, but I think once I run it, did I not cut down this? I did not cut down this panel, so I'll do that now. I think it's going to lose some of that, so you won't really notice it once I run it through the embossing folder. So we are going to find that out right now. And this was an embossing folder of the month from Spellbinders, December of 2023. So I don't know if it's around anymore, but let me run to my die cutting machine and run these through, and I shall be right back. My desk is just not big enough to have my big machine on it. So I have to come back here. There is one panel. And I'm going to do our second one through. There we go. And then 2 down, and I'm going to do the last one here. And it's going through now. And that's it for our embossing folder. Yes, so this one that was upside down, when you run it through and dry emboss, you can't really tell unless you just sit there and really stare at it that that's upside down. And also, excuse me, also once I put the hearts on there, that also is going to cover a little bit of that up. I need to get out 3 card bases as well. So here we go. Hope you all had a good start to the new year. I'm having back problems. I think I've just coughed so much that I've hurt my back. But this time last year, we had no heat. So, and it was like below freezing. It was really cold last year. So, things could be worse. I just count my blessings. And this smallest die, I just cut a ton of little hearts in all different colors. And here's my sentiment. I just did a little, this was fading into this background. So I did a little ink blending around the edge to make it stand out. And we are just going to let that, excuse me, I've got to try to line this up straight. Let's put this on its base. I started on that side, and then I did not like that ink blending that I did, so I turned it over and did the other side instead. Let me let this get set down there. Give that glue a minute to grab on. And there is our first card. I've got a little metallic sandwiched in between the other two. So let's, why are you not sticking down here? That is getting, there we go. One down, 3 to go. And let's grab, I already have my pieces stacked. So, and I did a metallic layer on, I think all of these. These hearts are easy to line up. One of them, I think this top heart, I ran out of the next smallest size, so one of the top hearts is smaller than the other ones, but whoever gets it won't know that. And this just makes a really pretty Valentine. And I think here, oh, I need to do a little ink blending on these other sentiments because I didn't do it yet. I'm going to run the edge just for that on here. Just because I feel like that gets the edge better than the brush. And then go around. And this is Bee Sting from Simon Hurley. All right, and there. Probably have a little too much foam tape on here, but I don't think I can get that up now, so we're just going to run with it. Thought I had these measured good enough. Come on. And you know, I put, oh well, straight enough. I evidently did not put enough glue on that for it to be able to slide around, so I guess that's when I say it's handmade, not Hallmark. And let me get some of this glue off my hands. There's our second card. we are going to do this sentiment. This does not have to be perfect. First one, I really got the ink on it. And let's get, oh, I forgot my little embellishments on here. I'll do that in a second. I have to make sure that one goes there. And this one goes with this card. One of those. Okay. Glue our hearts. Oops. I love the shape of these hearts. Oh, this is the one that has the little bit smaller heart in the center. And no one but you all will ever know. Whoops. I love this paper. It had a big rose floral on it, and the colors just worked well for Valentine's. About to throw these in the floor. So let's do, oh, I had a ton of these metallic cut out. And our sentiment. This is such an easy sheet load. When you first look at it, it looks intimidating because of the way it is cut. But it's really easy peasy. Believe me, if I can do it without messing it up, then I think you all can do it easily. And let me go back and put these embellishments on here before I lose them all. All right. Oh, and I can't count either. So let me get out another card base. And you see, once you have all your pieces cut, these go so fast. And I didn't put any foam on this one. So let's get our hearts put together. I love this holographic cardstock. Oh, well, that's stupid. Do as I say, not as I do. I put glue on that, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Dolt. Anyway, I took the day off and I did not do much of anything today. I did have some little plants, an orchid and a little basil plant, and actually some green onions I had, and I repotted them. The basil came from a Vietnamese restaurant. I brought it home, put it in some water, and it rooted. So I potted it up today, and I had foam tape, which I misplaced. I had some green onions in the fridge that I didn't use. They got all dried up, and so rather than throw them away, I put them in a cup with some water, and they rooted and have grown nice green tops. Excuse any noises you hear in the background, please. So that was kind of cool. And I actually just left them in their little cup and threw some dirt on them. And that they are so far doing great. I swear, between my husband and my cats, ooh, we are right on the edge there. Oh, and would it help if I'd put glue on here? Let's put this on, and then I will put on the little embellishment hearts. And with your pattern paper and some stamps and dies, it probably took me less than an hour total to cut the paper and glue everything down. I already had my die cuts done. So this is, I really like this Sheetload. Okay. Here, puts out a little too much glue. I'm going to put my sourdough bread on here shortly, start it so that when I go to bed, it will be ready for its bulk rise, so it'll rise overnight. So, actually, yeah, once you pull everything out, these cards, I may have made all 8 of these cards in less than an hour. One nice thing about these silhouette stamps, I didn't have to do any coloring. So of course, if you want to use an image, and a lot of people just use a very small image on the point of this pattern paper. I really love these Valentines. I think these are going to be awesome cards to give away. Here's number 3. That gold is a sort of a holographic gold. And that red's just shiny red. And 4 cards, easy peasy. So that's my cards. Also received a couple of things in the mail. I'm going to show you what I got. So, Frantic Stamper is going out of business. And I got a few things from her. I mean, they're not like super tremendous discounts. I mean, like a lot of the end of the year after Christmas sales, I mean, I got about the same discount that I got on these things, but a couple of these were pretty good deals. And I didn't spend a whole lot with either one of these. So I have had these in my cart at Amazon. Now this is one thing that I got a pretty darn good deal on. These were $3.49 a piece, and I want to say these are like $8 or $9 on Amazon. So, and I've put them in my cart, taken them out of my cart. And right now they're in like the saved for later stuff. So I only got a couple to try. These are the pan pastels. And I have a white that I got quite some time ago, but I have never gotten any of the other colors. This is just a soft gray. See, it's just powder. But it's nice for like doing around a moon stencil, things like that. I know probably people who are more artisty, like real artists, I'm sure do lots more with them, but I mostly got them for some stenciling effects, and that's a real pretty soft gray. And I don't need a whole lot. I only need a few different ones just for, like I said, just futzing around with. And these stencils, I only got 2. They were $6.29, which I think is a pretty good deal from what they usually are. And this one I got to use with my gel plate if and when I ever get around to actually pulling out my gel plate and using it. And this one I figured I could use as is or with a gel plate or whatever. But that's real pretty. It is called Ivy Maze. And this one is called Pebble Pile. And these are all in Create. I would have gotten a lot more, but I am trying to keep my little budget in check. And this I got because I got an email and they had an end of the year deal on this. And I probably need it, like I need a hole in the head. But I really wanted to try this thing out. So I got it. And this is that Misti Lite stamping tool. And so I don't have a glass board, right? I mean, that's just a glass mat. It is not the magnetic glass board. Oh, that's nice. I just knocked a bunch of stuff down. What a shock. But I do have this Wendy Vecchi Make Art, which I can take with me anywhere. So we're just going to open this right this second. And y'all are going to watch me try this thing out. So does this not? So I thought, nope. I guess I actually thought I bought the magnets with this thing, but evidently I did not. But I have these magnets. So we shall see if these work. So you use this side, so you would flip it this way because it's raised up off of your surface. If you're using rubber stamps, this is closer to your surface, so it is for clear stamps. So Kiki, don't get under my chair. I am going to just grab out card panel. and put under here. And let's see here. There we go. Let me grab a stamp. What stamp do I want to use? Like I don't have 50,000 to choose from. Decisions. Oh, do I still have? No, I do not still have those out because they're right here in front of my face. So we are just going to do one of these Alice stamps. So I see one thing right away. If you're wanting this to be on the bottom of your piece of cardstock, this doesn't come all the way down. So you would have to do it this way. Stop sticking to my fingernails. Tell you what, let's do, stop it. That's hard to get off of there. Okay. Let's put cardstock in there. Put that My Sweet Petunia magnet there. This does slide around on here, on this particular mat. I don't know if it would on the glass board mat. So there is a learning curve with this. Get out my dye ink. With the magnets, it is staying in place pretty well. Well, very well. You could not do a big, huge stamp on here like you can with your full-size Misti or your the Altenew stamp wheel, or your any of your other big platforms. Sorry, I always find I have to, these silhouette stamps always seem to take a lot of inking. Especially if you're using dye ink. You can see this has shifted some. I'll show you in a second. Y'all might have seen that better on camera. Yeah, see, it's not butted up all the way against there like it was. Of course, when I first got my Misti, I messed up a lot with it too. So, I don't know on camera if you can see. On camera, it looks pretty good, but there are in person, you can see the edge is not super crisp. And you can see where it shifted some, the paper did. So we're going to try this again. And I'm going to try it. So I've got that butted up there now against this edge. I'm going to try it with pigment ink. And I will say these magnets here are not quite as powerful as the Misti magnets. So I'm going to hold my paper. And that's looking okay. I've got a cat hair on here. Imagine that. So let's pick that off. They're all over my shirt. I had to, because my back has been hurting, the most comfortable chair for me has been this office chair. And boy, you sure get tired of sitting at your desk in the office chair, not being able to move to the sofa or one of the armchairs. But anyway, so the cats have just been up here constantly. And that's looking pretty good. I can't tell. That almost feels as though it shifted. Like I said, I did not pay full price for this because I think she had it like 20 or 25% off. So, okay, it didn't shift. And except for where I had cat hair on there, it actually stamped really well. So if you are somebody who goes to crops or you go to a friend or a relative's house, this is probably not a bad purchase. I have a little backpack that I keep packed up. I don't take things to places very often, but if we go somewhere overnight or on vacation, I take that with me. So this is going to be something nice to have in my backpack that I can just take along. And let me grab my stamp cleaner here. As always, clean up my stamps. And I tell you, I feel like this Altenew stamp cleaner is just the best. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stamp cleaners. And I just feel like this one is the best at getting the most stuff off your stamps. And of course, this is already stained from using it earlier. And because I'm kind of crazy, I always like to wipe it off again with a little water, just to get any chemical residues off of there. And of course, there's cat hair on here. So anyway, there's my little demonstration of my new doodad. I thought long and hard about getting this, and I would not have purchased it if I'd had to pay full price for it. Would not have gotten it. So for somebody who has really limited space, as long as you've got a metal board to put this on, then it would work for you. If you do not have any kind of magnetic board, if you don't take any crafting stuff anywhere with you, then would I recommend this? No. It's just another little tool. It kind of reminds me of, they used to have a stamping doodad back in the day. My sister had one that we used. It was like this. You kind of put it on the table and lined up your paper so you could restamp. Sort of the precursor to the Misti, I guess. But anyway, so there's my little product demonstration. And and I also like this. I have had this for quite a few years now. I got them when they first came out. It's before they had the metal magnetic ruler. And I really like this thing. So anyway, thanks for joining me this evening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing and doing all the things. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.